Hi, everyone. So I wanted to thank you all for watching this testimonial video chat. I am here with Gennifer, who just completed my No BS Transformations course. And I'm making this video to share with you, for those of you who feel like maybe you don't really understand what rapid transformational therapy is, maybe some of you have some concerns or some fears, but you know that you want to go and get rid of these BS beliefs so you can have the life of your dreams. And that is why Gennifer is here. She's here to share with us what were her results and what did she think about the course. So thank you so much for being here, Gennifer.
Of course.
So my first question for you is, what was the main issue that you were struggling with that made you want to do a rapid transformational therapy session with me?
I think I got to a point in work, and I have been for a while, where I felt like I was stuck and I couldn't figure out why I was, doing things a certain way or not doing things a certain way. I felt just like I couldn't get out of my own way, and I just couldn't figure out why I wasn't moving forward. Um, and really stepping into the power that I have in my role as a woman, as a woman entrepreneur. And I just really felt like maybe the RTT and getting into my subconscious would help unlock some of that.
Yeah, and it definitely did.
Yeah.
And so the next question is, what was the biggest reason of why you chose to invest with me? And was that a scary decision for you?
Well, the biggest reason is because I had met you before and seen, I had seen some of the transformation through you, and working through some other coaching programs. And then you had also worked with my daughter. So, I mean, for her, I sent her to you because I was, I just believed in what you were doing. And I believed that you could help her at the time. And then then it was just an easy decision for me to come work with you because, I knew how you had worked with her. So I knew that it would be effective. As far as being scary, not really. The only hesitancy I had was that I have tried so many things. I've done a lot of coaching programs. I've paid a ton of money. It's totally different stuff, but coaching and just different self-help things, and none of them worked, or they didn't really help me understand why. I mean, I basically was getting accountability partners all the time. So this to me was very attractive because I was like, no one has been able to figure out or be able to tell me what's going on in my brain that makes me not move forward, or just blocked in certain aspects of my business. So I was excited that I knew that you could kind of unlock some of that.
Yeah, and so going off of that, do you feel like you did get some answers about what was going on in your subconscious and why that was happening for you?
Yeah, it's funny because, without giving details, of course, a lot of it was from my childhood, but it explained why I make certain decisions or why I have certain self-talk. Because, I mean, subconsciously that was sitting there in my head all the time. And I thought, oh, I'm past that and you can do anything you want. But I'm aware of it now. And so I'm aware of that. And I just think about it and just think, you know what? No, that's not how my story is going to end. And, I'm not going to let that affect me because that's BS.
Exactly. Yes, I love that. It is BS.
Yeah.
It's not your story. It's not who you are. It's who you had to buy into.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, when people tell you certain things or treat you a certain way, you believe them, unfortunately. And I'm just like, you know what? No, I don't have to hear that anymore.
Yay, I love that. So, Gennifer, what would you say is the biggest outcome that happened with working with me?
Well, I would definitely say that RTT session, the outcome really just helped me be clear on it and acknowledge and accept it. And then, just some of the tools that we used to help me move past it, it's just the whole playing the message in your head of what we say to ourselves and what we remember or believe or whatever. And so that was really powerful for me. And then I really also enjoyed um, kind of looking ahead a little bit, because I kind of have an idea of what I want to do, but just a little bit of insight to that reassured what I thought I already wanted to do, and it kind of reassured that, and I'm on the right track.
And that was so much fun for me to do with you guys. I've never done that in a group setting before, so I was like, I hope this works.
Yeah, and it's hard to know, but it wasn't like random stuff that came up. It was stuff that I was aware of, or kind of, well, one thing was random, speaking in front of people. I just didn't really picture it that way, but I guess, that can happen.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, is that's what our subconscious wants.
Yeah. So.
Okay. And then for people who are kind of confused, that are like, what the heck is rapid transformational therapy? How would you describe it to someone? Because when I describe it, I think I go too technical. So how would a client of mine describe it to someone who is a little bit confused?
That specific session, not the whole 6 weeks.
Yeah, the specific RTT.
Yeah. So, well, it's funny because, I've never been hypnotized before, and I know this is just, minor subconscious, but, and it was weird. It helped. It was very helpful. You explained it all to me, how it was going to be. Like, we're sitting here in the room and I would know that. But it was weird for me because the whole time, as we're kind of getting deeper into my subconscious, I was thinking, I don't know if this is really working. And so I'm sitting there thinking to myself, and then all of a sudden, when you asked me the first question, everything took over. Like, I had no control over it. Because before I felt like I was controlling my thoughts and like, I don't know if this is working. Am I doing this right? Am I messing up because I'm thinking about it? Or, I was just thought I was not able to do it. I don't know. But as soon as you got really to the meat of the questions that we were tackling, it was like I was right there in that moment. For me, that specific, well, I think all of them were emotional, because a lot of times some of those things in our past are hurtful, and mine specifically were. And so, I was emotional and I just cried, and I was like, even before I told you what it was, I even thought to myself, why is that coming up? That's not what I already told myself that was my issue. And so, it wasn't anything that I was expecting or thinking. And so, that right there told me that it was working, because it was completely left field. So It wasn't scary. I could still hear you and we could talk about it. You reassured me, because I was like, I don't know. Why is that coming? You're like, it's okay. Just talk about it and tell me what it is. And, and I felt perfectly comfortable. I wasn't upset well, I was upset, but I wasn't scared. I didn't feel weird. I just was trying to control my own thoughts. And like, that's not what I thought it was supposed to be. And so I just let it go and just, trusted that you were leading me through that path, and we kept going.
Yeah, and that was such an incredible session, and I love the way that you described it, where it's just like you just trusted me, and some of the things coming up, you were like, "What the heck is this? This isn't supposed to come up," and I was just like, "No, let it come." But that's a great example, because a lot of people think like you can't be hypnotized, or they think they know what's going to show up, and then something else shows up, and it's like, wait, what?
Right. And I was like, no, that's not what I've been telling myself. So that can't be it.
Right.
We just went with it. And, it actually has been pretty impactful for me to just acknowledge that, I haven't addressed that person, but I don't feel like I have to.
Yeah,
I
and that's the
let it go
beautiful.
myself.
Right. That you don't have to address that person, right? Because it's like you can do it in the session and then you don't feel like you have to do it in the physical form, right?
Yeah, because honestly, I might not get a positive response, and then I would have issues over that. I don't want to even deal with it. I just want to let it go. So, I might think, how if we have, when we put expectations of how we think other people should respond or how they should treat us or whatever, then that just sets us up for disappointment. And, I don't even want to go there. It's not even worth it for me.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just let it go. Yeah.
Right. That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
And so for this group program that we did, what was something that came from the group that was unexpected?
I would say, well, it just turned out that it was all women. So that was pretty cool for me because, obviously I could relate to them more. I don't know how the dynamics would be if there were guys and girls, although, it's always really great to get other people's input and perspective on things. But everybody was at completely different places. Nobody had, well, a couple people had things in common as far as different things that they've studied together. But, it was just really, I think, beneficial to see people at different stages in their lives and just, kind of identify with them maybe on some levels, but then, know that you can just love that person where they are at and just help them work through some of their issues, and knowing that there's other people that are intending with you on the issues that you're facing. It just felt really warm and, like a nice little family group.
Yeah, yeah, and it was that your guys' group just blew me away every single week of what would come out, and just the healing and the love and the transformations and just everything, just how you guys aligned and connected was incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, it was cool. It was fun.
Yeah. And so, Gennifer, what was something that you particularly appreciated about me as a facilitator?
The thing I love about you is that, yes, you're a facilitator, but you shared a few times things that you've dealt with also. And so, it's kind of like, in a lot of businesses or anything, somebody who sells houses, if they've never bought a house or if they've never been through a certain process, or someone who's never had children is teaching people about child discipline or whatever, raising kids, then it's like, but you've literally done the work yourself and you've dealt with certain issues. And so you were able to bring to the table your experiences and, even like the future thing that you did for yourself. And then you brought that to us. If you hadn't experienced those things, it was just obvious you weren't, teaching out of a book or, it was real life. And you were very connected to that. And so I think it just makes you more of a real person and very connected and warm to us because you get it.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm a big believer is you can't take your clients anywhere that you haven't gone. So I have to experience this first before I can help you guys experience.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
so knowing what you know now, would you say that this course was worth it?
definitely. Absolutely. It helped me in a lot of ways to just, have different thought processes throughout the day. If I start, thinking negative or whatever, I just, spend that time in meditation or, just, I guess, intending, like, okay, this is how my day's going to go, or I'm going to stop allowing those things to affect me. And, I know that I can change that and I can turn it around. And, or, if I'm thinking thoughts, whatever, my own self-talk or whatever, my doubt, then I will, just remember back, and it's just easy to turn it around and say, you know what? No, not anymore. Keep moving forward. You got this.
Yay! Oh, that's such an amazing, empowered place to be in, to know that you have control over your thoughts, which control your emotions.
Yep, absolutely.
And so
Yeah.
the last question I have for you, Gennifer, is for those, the people who are watching this that maybe have some fears and doubts or confused, what is RTT and what is this intention and what is this course about? What would you say to people who are considering joining with me?
Well, I mean, read up on it a little bit. I did before, I tried to understand. You explain it really well. The intention thing, I wasn't really sure what to expect on that, but the way that myself and a couple of others translated that was kind of a prayer or meditation for, your basic, so intending for someone else. We all would share a struggle that we were having or something that we wanted to work on, and everyone would just, pray for that person, or to have good thoughts for them, or just sitting there, just focusing on only the positive for that person and what they were dealing with. And it just was helpful. Didn't feel weird. I mean, sometimes you were like, I don't know if I'm, doing this right or whatever, but really, um, it's really just having uplifting things to say about people, and thinking about them and praying for them, or just having positive thoughts for them, and then we would share afterward, um, what things came to mind for us, for each individual person. And I mean, it's just normal stuff. It's just, done in quiet for a couple minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here and
Yep.
talking with us and sharing your experience so people can understand what the heck RTT is and what intention is and what this course is all about. So I appreciate you being here.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and I didn't read the book, but is it The Power
The
of Eight?
Power of Eight.
Yeah. So I didn't read that, and I know a couple of others did, and so that it actually even made it more powerful or understanding for them. Um, so I mean, if someone is really not sure, they could kind of check into that a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Scan through it, or just kind of just read reviews on it and see what other people are saying. And I think it's, you have to get your own idea for it. But I mean, I don't think it's just like anything. As much as you put into it is what you're going to get out. So you just have to trust the system and trust the process, and really just dive in and just allow that to kind of work through you.
I love that. Trust the system and trust the process.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
It's
Well, thank you so
scary.
much for being here, Gennifer. It was amazing working with you. I didn't want to say goodbye on our last call. I was like, no. But we're going
But
to
we'll still see each
return.
other in
Yeah.
circle.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.